Welcome, fanbots of all shapes and sizes. I am Adam Lopez Prime, aka Beryllium Baloney, here with another Transformers review. This time we're going to be looking at one of my OG G1 favorites, Springer. Say the whole name with me now. Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Voyager class Autobot Springer. So, if we look at the back of the box, you can see he transforms in just about as many steps as it takes to say his name. Ignore the little battle master there. Don't have him yet. Will soon. But let's open this puppy and get to it. All right. So out of the box, you can see here, Springer comes with the helicopter blade slash swords, which are referred to as W10 Air Slice Chopper Blade. He also comes with a C10 Void Blast Capacitor and a J10 Warp Blaster. And they all have stats on them. Looks like strength, accuracy, and something. Pretty cool. I'll be taking it out in just a second. As you can see, the box also came with a little background piece there that I really enjoyed. And the instructions, those show a lot of steps, are not quite as big as alternate primes over there. You got a giant instruction sheet, sir. All right. Let's get him out of the box and start transforming. Alright, fanbots. So, in the interest of personal and professional courtesy, I'm going to tell you that this is my second take. Springer here is a very cool figure, being that he can transform into a helicopter, a robot, and a car. It is not without lack of effort that it is kind of tough. So, again, if you don't have those instructions, I do feel really bad for you. But regardless, I'll go ahead and run you through the transformations best I can and show you kind of all the little hiccups I had. Let me disarm my friend here. Alrighty. So looking at them as a whole, I do like the design, the bright green on yellow, and then the decals. I know some people aren't a fan of like the painting of the war damage. But I think it's really cool. It just speaks to his character and that he's actually been through something. Obviously, he's only been through something on his legs, shoulders, and chest, but you know. That said, we can go ahead and show you some articulation here. Head does look side to side, up and down, only a little bit down, really just staring at you straight on. Hands do not open or close, but they do rotate 360. Bend at the elbows. Shoulder can rotate that much. The transformation tends to get in the way of a lot of it. His legs are pretty articulated, can do it perfect right there. Has a bend at the knee if you cannot use the transformation parts. The ankles are pretty unique in that they've got that whole 90-degree bend. He's tiptoeing on the inside of his feet, I suppose. And that's about it, honestly. I don't think he does have a waist swivel, but the transformation again kind of stops it right there. And part of the transformation is getting him to go full Kung Fu Kid. So there's that. I mean, that's cool, right? Alright, so let's get into the transformation. So looking at you straight on, what you're going to do is unpin the bottom of his chest here. There's a pin here. Pin and hold. Tab and hold there. Pull that out. And then we're going to rotate him and drop the back of him. So you can see that little cockpit there. His arms for me tend to be a point of contention. So I would advise pushing in and out. So right here, in, then out. You can see there's a little L tab right there. That's kind of what gives it some trouble. It'll stick in there real good. You'll feel like you're going to have to break it to get it out. But don't do that. It's a good figure. It doesn't need to be broken. Alright, you're going to flip it around. On both arms there is this part to pull out here that actually plugs into his hands. The transformation into the car. See that right there. That's it and done. And then same for the other side. Make sure that the fist is straight up and down, otherwise there's nothing for it to plug into. Alright, arms down. We're going to flip him 180 one more time. Do kind of a magic trick here. You're going to pull his chest out and up. Pull these two side panels out. Flip his head around. 180 him. Pull this up. And kind of close it over him. Bye bye, Springer head. And then it kind of, there's just kind of a pressure fit. There's no real pin right here. Then we're gonna keep that one folded out. And you're gonna push the whole thing kind of in and down so that he actually has kind of a shorter body at this point for the car. We're gonna 180 him, take out his outside of his legs for the cool Bel Air fins. Whoever designed him with these fins probably had an affinity for little older cars, you know, not the spoilers, but the big fins. Boop. Doesn't look much like a car yet, but he's getting there. Alright, you're gonna fold his feet flat, and then you're gonna take the whole foot. Sorry. You're gonna take the whole foot, push it that way. And you might have to do some finagling to get it underneath the centerpiece, but that's okay. There we go. And then there's these two pegs at the bottom here. I kind of have to go clip them in pretty tough there. And then when you take them out, you don't want to wrench on them because they're again that lip, so don't break anything. Alright, so there's the back end of the car. We're going to go up front here. Oh, sorry, Springer head. And we're going to keep the sides open, and we're going to get the arms up front here. And if it doesn't look like it's actually, these aren't ahead enough, because the arms for the car have to be ahead of it, you can actually push in on the centerpiece here, and it'll go in a little bit. Alright, coming underneath here, what you're going to see is there's actually a tab right here and a hole right here, and that's what you're trying to line up. It can be kind of finicky. This is one of those parts where I was having trouble before. All the way up and in. Same for this side, all the way up and in. Alright, make sure it's lined up. Okay. Wherever I tune this in, I'm very sorry. The centerpiece here is giving me some trouble getting hooked under that one. It didn't really want to go. So let's take another shot at that. I'm kind of already ahead of myself on that clip, but that's fine. Alright, back down he goes. So you can see there's space right there for that. And then again, keeping these flat parts as flat as you can, push the arms up. I will say, I saw that this is rated, this toy is rated 8 and above, and if my 8-year-old came to me with this and was having trouble with it, I'd be furious within seconds. It is a good Transformer, and I want to like him a lot, but he is another level of complex. You can see kind of rolls. There's car mode-ish. If I could have done the hand right. Hey, there we go. Alright, so that's complete. That is Springer in car mode, which he rolls, so I can't complain about that. And he also has the DEW Mega Missile Launcher. So what you're going to do is take these other two blasters he had, one into the back of the other, and then the blade on either side. Boop. Ready to launch the Mega Missiles. Okay, now it's time for the helicopter transformation. I thought this was a little bit better, but we're going to take off the DEW Mega Missile Launcher, pull up on the cockpit so it's above like so, pull the arms out, whoa, maybe not that far, really up to you. You're going to take off this piece here that actually plugs into his hand, because there is a wing under here, pull it out, and then literally out, back down there. Oh, it's not going. And then you can rotate it like so. Same for the other side. So we're going to take off the top of this one. I'm going to pull from the inside out and then literally push that away from the arm. Twist it back down. Maybe back down. Come on, bud. Oh, maybe not out enough. There we go. Sorry, only goes one way. Learning as I go, guys. Alright, we're going to come back to here, and you're going to fold these down and take them apart. They feel really tight, again, because of that L lip, so you want to kind of find, there it is, where the best point. So for me, just kind of bending the knee actually took it off that one without feeling like I was going to break anything. Okay. So we're going to pull it a little bit out so you can actually fold that down. To me, from here, he starts looking like a grasshopper, which is kind of ironic because, you know, Springer being a form of jump, though he is a helicopter, I'm not going to get too far into it. What they want you to do is pull all the way out so that they can pull this hip down. Because once he's all the way out, it's a lot easier to take that in. So you can see the difference right there in the hips. Do the same for the other side. Leg out, hip down. There we go. Alright, and then you're going to want to flip the leg over as an assembly all the way up. There is another rotator in here, but it'll get kind of weird if you start doing it that way. So I made a mistake in the last one I was doing. I kind of took this and it shouldn't go. The way it's supposed to go is it's supposed to go up at the knee, oop, kind of all the way into oblivion here. Same for the other side. It gets really wobbly. All the way up here. And what they want you to do is fold down the foot, fold down the foot, in and in. Okay, so in, and then that'll fit there. And then what I'll have the ability to do is pull out this wheel from in here, wheel from in here. Again, the legs are getting kind of funky, and then connect them down here. So we have another offset set of tabs here and here. Just have to kind of put one ahead of the other, push in, connect the tail. Alright. Now that we have that, we can move on back up to the front here. Worry about that in a moment, we suppose. Alright, let's do back to the arms. So we've got the wings out, we've got them faced the right way and extended. We're going to pull them back. Rotate them again. That whole assembly down. Down and back. Okay, sorry. I had to line up some tabs here and here and actually kind of push them down and in before it looked more cohesive, like a tail. Okay, so we want that one. Take down the sides again. Push it forward. And it gets kind of hard. Gotta finagle again. And then that tab in there, and the hole in there. Let's just move on to the other side before I give myself a conniption fit. So up and in, and same here. If you keep pushing up and in, it eventually works itself in for me. Alright, let's check out the top of him. Alright, looking good, looking solid. So one of the key kind of flaws I saw with this is if you lose that rotator piece, he's going to look funny forever. But let's get that one. So what we have, what comes in the box, is this handy dandy little rotator. And then we can take apart the DEW weapon here. And underneath you can see the hole for the sword handle. And I personally just like to have them alternating just for more of that helicopter look, but if someone's looking that close, tell them to back up. Siege port on top there is there that one goes, and then he has more siege ports depending on how you want to line them up. So for the instructions, they show them out here. But he also has siege ports on top, so I'm just going to borrow something from one of my friends you may have seen how to row at the beginning of the video. Siege port here, siege port here, and you can really get him ready to do some damage. And actually, that looks like an interesting siege port up there. So siege ports all around for everybody. I will say for the helicopter turret, I do like that the rotation's actually pretty well. The blade bent coming out, so they're really soft plastics, but let's do it again. Other than that, it's a really good figure. Alright, so I know you've been with me this long. If that's all you needed, thanks for watching. But I'm going to put him back into robot mode just to kind of show you that was the part that I found a little bit easier. Just putting him back into the bulky mode for me was just so much better. Alright, so we're going to undo the rear fins here. Try and find that sweet spot, because you can see right there I can bow the legs that piece in the back is so in there. Right there, if you pull the fins apart, that went well. I'm going to push the fin back in here, and down, and down. Alright, and then we can take his leg back, almost looking like a foot. I take it like that, just twist it around, push it back. One foot's done. Alright. So taking it down, pushing it all the way out and back in. 2 feet. See how easy that was? Oh, I had almost forgotten. His hips are looking a little bit funny. So we're just going to rotate it back so that the screw is matching the pins right here. So screw, pin, pin, screw. And then you can push his hip up and in, and the other one too. Up and in. So he has a hip again. Set of hips. Apologies. Alright, now for the arms, we're going to undo this guy again. Push it back around, whichever way it does actually go, and in. In. And then push it. We can continue pushing the arm because what needs to happen is this needs to fold 1, 2, and that's his arm completed. Alright, gonna do the same thing over here. Going to this hook at the bottom. Push that back in and down. Give him the L. 1 fold, 2 fold, little tight around the wheel there. And his arms are back. And then you can push the arms down to the sides here. And this is when it's going to get fun. So cockpit comes up. You're going to try and angle this the best you can up here. And that should come up right there. And that's going to let you fold his chest over his head again. There we go. So that's going to come down. Show you that one from the front, sorry. The back I'm going to line up in a minute, but I'm going to go down, Flip his head around. Hi, Springer. Alright. We're going to get it all the way up front here. I did have to move his hips a little bit, so apologies on that one too. Again, tab hole. So you're going to try and snip that in there. And for me, it's a little bit easier to just do it per side because that ledge, that little clip in there, has a habit of taking out other pieces. So hold it together sturdy, push it in. Same. Hold it together sturdy right here, and you're going to push down and in. Oh, look, see? Down and in, and you might actually have to kind of switch your grip here. Alright. So there's Springer back in. And then backpack up. Alright. We are back to the foolhardily heroic hero we always are. I'm going to give him a nice blaster rifle. Folks, I'd like to thank you all for watching and bearing with me during this this more tough review here. Springer, love him as a character, love that he's a tripper changer. Not so in love with the transformation itself. Either way, I've been Adam Lopez Prime. Thanks for coming on this journey with me, folks. Bye-bye. That kind of speaks volumes, doesn't it?